So my first girlfriend completely broke my heart when she left me. But honestly, the easy part was dealing with the heartbreak and the loneliness. The part that really broke me inside was watching just a few months later when she started dating a new guy. Because I was sitting there thinking she was the love of my life. I couldn't get her off of my mind. And it was like she just snapped her fingers and replaced me just like that. And I don't think there's any worse feeling than being replaceable, because it's like, I guess any other dude can bring the same value or more value than me. And I guess I just gotta get lucky again with a different girl. But even so, it's not gonna last. At some point, she's just gonna replace me too. That breakup made me question who I was. And honestly, it made me wish that I never even got into that relationship in the first place. And look, I know that you might feel the same way, or maybe you've experienced similar situations. And luckily for both of us, I found a way out. If you listen to this video and follow the bulletproof game plan that I'm about to lay out, you will become impossible to replace, and women will just treat you differently right from the start. Number one, what do you stand for? So I want you to ask yourself, what are your non-negotiables that would make you walk away from a person or a situation immediately, no matter how hot the girl is? And what you're gonna find is that you're probably not sure. Maybe you're thinking something like, I will never tolerate any disrespect. When I feel disrespected, I'm gone. But if you don't know exactly what that looks like, I can bet you that almost certainly you will tolerate disrespect and you won't walk away. And that's why right now I would challenge you to define 3 non-negotiables. And to help you out, I'll share 3 of my personal ones. First, freedom over obligation. I never want to feel controlled by someone or something else. And because of that, I will always make the choice that prioritizes my personal freedom. Even if it's a situation as silly as someone says, hey, I'll pick you up and I'll take you to the event and then we can head back together. I'm going to be like, nah, that's all right, bro. I'll just meet you there. That way I have the freedom to leave when I want to. Second, peace of mind over perfection. I will always make the decision that simplifies my life rather than complicating it and adding more potential stress. I always get approached with different business opportunities because of my YouTube platform, and always I will turn them down and say no. I got my own businesses. That's what I'm focused on. I don't need any more shit. And third, authenticity over popularity. I'm always gonna choose to do what I think is cool, even if other people don't think so. When I started this YouTube channel, a lot of my friends thought I was a loser and made fun of me. Recently, I purchased the Porsche Taycan GTS. Before that, we had the Tesla, and a lot of people in my audience, I know, think that it's like a soft, weak thing to have an electric car, but I think they're cool, so fuck it. The whole point here is you have to stop trying to mold yourself to fit in with other people, and you have to start leading with your own principles. And not only is that going to make you more confident, but you have to realize that women in the feminine, they follow a strong lead. They want to follow a strong leader who's not afraid to disagree with other people and say, fuck you, no, this is how I want to do it. But you have to be careful. You can't just do this as a tactic and, push girls away and reject things that they're saying as a tactic. If it's not rooted in your strong underlying values, then it's not going to work with the women that you actually want. Number 2, become rare. Most men and most women that I meet are these copy-paste versions of other people. Within a few seconds of meeting someone, I can be like, this guy's a gym rat. I know everything about him already. Or this guy's a finance bro. I can already tell you, which sports teams he follows and what he does in his free time. And with girls too, you can be like, oh, she used to be a sorority girl. I can already tell you everything about her. And look, this is completely fine. In fact, it's how most people are. It's normal, but it is expected. And expected tends to make you seem a little bit boring and generic. So the way that you avoid this so you can become a unique, rare man is by learning something unexpected. I know that sounds a little confusing maybe, so here are a few examples. If you're a gamer and you love playing video games, well, what's something that would be unexpected? If you got jacked and you got really socially confident, all of a sudden, I'm not quite sure who this guy is. He's different. If you're a country boy, I already expect that you drive trucks and shoot guns, and that's cool. But what's something that would be a little bit unexpected? Maybe you learn how to trade stocks. That's rare. That's unique. For me, I was always kind of the athlete archetype. I played a bunch of different sports. I was always active. I went to the gym. But then in university, I studied computer science and I got that software job. And then after that, when I was on dates with girls, I could see their heads spinning a little bit as they learned these contradictory things about me that wasn't what they expected from my appearance and how I dressed. And over time, if you can keep accumulating new skills, I got this YouTube channel, but I also like to snowboard and shoot guns and golf. Well, that's how you truly become this unique combination of things and interests and hobbies. And when you're unique is irreplaceable. And real quick, I think one way a lot of guys mess up is that they don't present a unique image to the world. They just look like copy-paste versions of every other guy. And of course, your style plays a role in this, but something else that plays a big role, most guys don't put any effort towards, is their grooming routine, which is why I decided to partner with Manscaped to be the sponsor of today's video. Ready? Here's what my weekly grooming routine looks like. Once per week, I'm gonna use the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra to trim the hair on my chest and my abs to reveal my muscle definition. I'm also gonna trim the hairs around my balls because when you trim the hedges, the tree looks bigger. And this thing crushes everything else on the market. Long battery, skin-safe technology, so I get a close trim without irritating any skin. Then once per week, I'm gonna use the Weed Whacker to trim my nose hairs because if those are sticking out, I'm just gonna look low value. And every other day, I'm gonna use the Beard Hedger Pro to trim all the hairs below my neckline so that my jawline pops. And then I'm gonna throw on the guard and trim down my beard length to keep it how I like it right here. And because Manscaped is sponsoring the video, they're hooking us up with a coupon code that's gonna get you 20% off plus free worldwide shipping. I'd recommend picking up the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra because this bundles together the body trimmer and the nose trimmer with some other extras for an insane discount. Just click that first link in description to take your grooming game to the next level. And also with the holidays around the corner, this makes the perfect gift for another man. Number 3, master emotional control. So I want you to imagine that you're walking out of a store and I bump into you a little bit aggressively and I look at you and say, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of my way. Not that I would say that, but if that happened, how would you react? How do you respond in these pressure situations? Because most people, it's fight or flight, right? They're either gonna, snap back at me, bro, what the fuck did you say to me? Maybe that's you. Maybe you snap back at me, bro, what the fuck you say to me? Or maybe you're more on the flight side and you more just get a little bit passive and be like, oh, okay, sorry, and you just scurry away. Which one are you? Are you Mr. Fight or Mr. Flight? Most of y'all are gonna fit into one of these two categories. Very few men are able to stay non-reactive and calm when it gets heated. And I've learned that, well, not only does it make my life easier if I don't get stressed out when these things happen, but when you meet a guy who's able to stay calm, it immediately makes him unforgettable and it makes him seem like a leader because very few guys are able to do that and to have that aura about them. So here's my challenge for you. I want you to reframe these emotional moments as opportunities to lead and to become the type of guy that doesn't flinch. These are things you want these to happen in your life now because they're opportunities to practice and to improve. For example, when someone raises their voice at me, I do the opposite and I lower mine. And in fact, I directly call out their emotional state. Well, what's going on? You seem a bit upset right now. It might seem like I'm taunting them, but when you call out someone's emotional state, it tends to diffuse the situation as they recognize that they've lost their cool. And on dates, you gotta be prepared because women are the masters of testing you emotionally with the shit test. Maybe you take a girl out to a place and she's like, this place is kind of boring. Can we go somewhere else? I don't like the vibe here. Mr. Fight would say, really? You don't like this place? Why would you say that? Mr. Flight would say, yeah, this place is kind of lame, I guess. Maybe we should just go. How would the unique man respond? I would probably sit back, take a breath, not react, then look at her in the eyes and say, that's interesting you say that. What is it that you don't like about this spot? And also, how do you respond when you take a big L or things don't go your way and you find yourself in some shitty situation where you invested into Bitcoin at the wrong time and you lost, 50% of your investment like that? That's happened to me. Or you get terribly sick at a very busy point in your life. In the past, I'd be shattered, man. Like, fuck, I can't believe I'm in this situation. How am I gonna get out of this? If other people see you responding like that, it's relatable, but it's also kind of expected. Versus now I try and look at these as just more opportunities to improve. Like, oh man, that sucks. That's not ideal. That hurts. But what am I gonna do next to bounce back from this? What am I gonna learn from this and never do again? Number 4, be intentional in your relationships. So, honest question for you. Would you date any attractive girl that gives you attention? It's easy to sit here and say, nah, bro, I got standards. Just because she's attractive, that's not enough. But I want you to imagine you're at the gym and you see this smoking blonde with a super fit body. The curves are just right. And on the way out, you happen to chat with her and she gives you her number and she agrees to go on the date with you. But then maybe she gets a little flaky with her texting and she's telling you, actually, this week's a bit crazy, maybe next week. Then she agrees to go on a date next week, and the day before, she's like, hey, sorry, my dog's a little sick. I'm not gonna be able to make it tomorrow. What are you gonna do? I would bet all the money in my bank account, the most of y'all would keep texting her because she's hot. And maybe there's a chance the next text is gonna hit and she's gonna meet up with you. It's simply a fact that if you would give any hot girl your attention is no longer valuable. It doesn't mean anything. And the girl is gonna notice this based on how you respond to her text and based on how you talk to her. And she's gonna know this guy would give any girl his attention, so it's not valuable. Now, I'm not telling you to turn down opportunities with attractive girls just to be selective, but it is important that you show the girl up front that your attention is not free. And an easy way to do this, or how I like to do this, is just by letting the girl know that I'm not really sure about her yet. Because when you let a girl know you're not sure about her, it lets her know that you're qualifying her on things that are deeper than just her appearance and this surface level shit. Now, an easy way to signal this to a girl is with your phone. So what I like to do is before the first date, but also during the first couple months of dating, I'm gonna send very few texts. I'm just gonna be direct and set up the next date. No bullshit small talk about, oh, do you got any, movie recommendations for me? Or, what do you got going on tomorrow? Nah, just, you wanna hang out sometime next week? Okay, cool. Does Wednesday or Thursday work for you? Awesome. Let's meet Wednesday night, 8 p.m. at Barcelona Wine Bar. Done. It should never feel like you're trying to convince a girl to hang out with you. At that point, your attention is worthless. But it goes both ways. Now, when I'm on a date, it's also all about my phone. My phone is gonna be down, out of sight, in my pocket. I'm gonna be giving 100% of my attention to the woman because I've learned that in life, when other people give me 100% of their attention, I know that they actually care about the connection we're creating. They're not just there so that they don't feel lonely. And then the girl will deeply understand that you're not doing any tactics with your phone. You're just a man who's actually selective and intentional with his time. Number 5, have a vision and actually live it. So I think all of us know that one guy where we're out with some friends drinking or hanging out and he's talking about all his, big ambitious goals. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna start my own gym next year. I'm about to launch my own business, make my own marketing agency, man. Big things. But all of us know that he's just going home and playing video games and working out and going to his same job. He's not actually doing shit. Now, ask yourself, is this guy the leader of the group? Is he irreplaceable? No. Of course not, because people are drawn towards and they gravitate towards people who are actual living proof of their vision. And this is not something I'd recommend you doing just to get women or just to appear more confident to other people. I would challenge everyone to do this because otherwise, what the fuck are you doing other than lying to yourself? You have to not only define your goals, you do have to do that. If you don't have a direction to where you're going, of course, nothing's gonna happen. But you need to make sure that your large goals that you have are actually the primary driver of your daily actions and decisions. I had this big goal of building a YouTube channel back in 2014, and I uploaded a video every few months. And at that time, people were like, yeah, sure, bro, I'm sure you're gonna be a YouTuber. Then in 2017, I allowed it, or I made sure that it was dictating my daily and my weekly decisions. And that's when I started uploading 2 videos per week. And I prioritized that above everything else. That's when the results came. That's when people took me seriously.
100,000 subscribers on YouTube, baby.
Right now, I'm working on updating the Beastly Fitness app. The German development team, they're working on it every week. I'm doing long calls with them. We got the beta version about to come out, about to go into testing. I'm not just talking about how, yeah, it's gonna be the coolest update ever. No, I'm spending and investing a significant amount of my time each day to make sure it happens. Now, when you do this, you become walking, living proof of your goals. People are just gonna treat you differently because now sometimes maybe a girl's like, hey, I'm busy Wednesday, can you hang out Thursday? And you might look at your calendar and be like, Nah, Thursday, I'm tied up because I have to film this content. There's no tactic there. The proof speaks for itself. And when you're speaking to people, no longer will you have to talk about, how ambitious you are. It's just naturally going to come up in conversation what your day looks like and what your week looks like and what you're actually doing with your time, man. I've been that guy in the past, thinking I was just cool because I had goals. Really, though, that guy's even more of a loser. And I was more of a loser than if I didn't have goals at that time, because it's just pathetic to have goals and not actually be working towards them. Now, I know right now a lot of y'all are probably thinking, okay, what skills should I be learning to become more unique and irreplaceable? And that's why you need to watch this video next. This video is about 7 attractive hobbies that all guys should learn. Watch that video and get started with the new hobby today. That's a great first action step to take. And if you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, because I drop 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.